All right, next up we have Jason Richards, President and CEO of Vineyard Networks. Vineyard Networks has been recognized as one of BC's fastest growing technology companies. Prior to Vineyard, Jason was with several Silicon Valley companies in various roles in engineering, operations, and sales. He started his tech career in British Columbia at Workfire Technologies, which was acquired in 2000. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Richards.
Okay, first of all, congratulations to the IT guy who actually brought the laptop back to life. I mean, come on. Yeah. Anybody who knows that situation knows how hard that is. So I'm going to talk real quick about what I consider the unsung hero of financing. It's not as sexy as venture. It's not as exciting as angel. Green button. Thank you. But, I mean, for our company, it was our first $250,000 in funding came from friends and family, and that really, in early 2008, when other sources of funding were almost non-existent, this really made it for us. There's a third F in there, which I won't talk about, but everybody probably knows what the third F is for. I think it's just a joke. So, like I said, I'm here to talk about getting this from these guys, but most importantly, in some measurable amount of time. That's the important part. I'm going to keep it really close, or really simple. The easiest thing to do when you're trying to raise money from friends and family is you get all informal about the process. You get all casual about it. You don't set the right expectations and don't prepare for actually presenting your business opportunity or your idea to your friends and family. So you kind of wing it. You say, hey, we're going to go over to mom and dad's for dinner, and we'll sort of bring it up over dessert kind of casually. But you've got to be prepared. You need to treat your friends and family investors like any other investor. You need a business plan. You need financials. You need to know what you're talking about. You need to give them material that they can use to understand what it is that you're talking about. So, first thing is prepare for presenting to your friends and family. If you get a question from your dad or your brother-in-law that you can't answer about your business, that's probably not a good start. Especially since chances are friends and family typically don't understand anything that you're talking about. So, definitely be prepared. Second is set expectations. Don't do the thing I just said. Don't say, hey, we're going to go over to mom and dad's for Thanksgiving dinner. That was yesterday. We might just talk about, hey, this great business idea I've got, and we'll bring it up over dinner. That catches your family off guard, your friends off guard. They feel violated because, you've kind of brought something and dumped it on them. So set expectations with them. Tell them, I'm going to come over, I'm going to talk about this opportunity that we're in. You're already prepared, so you've got a business plan, you've got an understanding of what you're doing, it's all prepared. It's something that you can give to them and leave with them. And you've set the expectation that I'm coming to talk to you about an investment opportunity. I'm coming, I used to borrow the keys to the car, I used to borrow $20, now I want 15 grand for my harebrained idea. Set a target and a date. I think when one thing that we did, and at least this helped us actually close we did 2 small rounds of friends and family, about 100,000 and then 150,000 about 6 weeks later. We set a target, we said we're going to raise this much money and we're going to raise it in, at this period of time. If you're not in by, I think we were raising around September, this is done September 5th. That's the opportunity. It ends September 5th. So, I want to set the expectations with you that I'm going to close this money and this is going to be finished up by September 5th. It gives a sense of urgency to what you're doing, a sense of time so that it gives them an easy out, which in a lot of cases you don't want to ruin the relationship, so you want an easy out, but it gives you an opportunity to put the hard close on them. It's September 4th. I said this was going to be done by tomorrow. You said you're interested. I need a check today. So set a target and a date, and know your investor. This is probably one of the, somebody actually already brought this up. I think Gordy might have said this in his earlier presentation. This doesn't change with your friends and family. Have they ever made an investment before? Do they have the type of, are they in financial woes where you're going to look like a total, bad person for even bringing up this type of conversation with them right now? So understand what their investment profile is, what their risk profile is, what they've done in the past, because that's a great start. Honestly, I didn't know that my granddad had made investments in companies before. I had no idea. And I had no idea when I talked to him either, which made me look even stupider. Thank God he still invested. But know your investor and understand them, just like you would anyone else. Gordy said it about a VC fund. Know your friends and family. And thirdly, close it. This is a really awkward situation, I think, for a lot of people with friends and family. You don't want to put the hard close on your friends and family, so you let it dangle on forever. And it just basically turns into a really awkward situation. It's like, you don't, every time you see them, you're out for dinner or whatever, it's like, you sort of want to talk about it, but you don't talk about it. They don't want to talk to you anymore because every time you talk to them, they ask. So put a close on it. Make them make a decision. It's the best thing you can do. If they're not interested, that's great. You want to know that because you want to move on to people that might be interested. If they are interested, then the opportunity is for you to go in and close it. Get the check, get it written, get it deposited on your target and your dates, everything else. And, then that first couple $100,000, I mean, that might be what starts the next D-Wave Technologies. I think that's pretty cool, so I'll use that as an example. Maybe won't raise $100 million through friends and family, but the first few $100,000 might get you started. So that's it for me. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jason. Hey, do me a favor, would you? This is number 2, Jesse. Put this in the middle. Thanks, Jason. The one thing that I really got off of that was, you have a casual relationship with friends and family. And it was a great piece of advice to not treat that relationship as normally you would in terms of its casual nature if you're going to ask them for money. You've got to put a business plan together. You've got to put a pitch together. You've got to demonstrate to them how you're going to execute on some milestones in order to make them feel reasonably confident that their money is going into a venture that's going to help them make a return, right? They're in it for the same reason any investor's in it, to make a return. And the better and the more compelling a message that you can provide to them in that light, and more formal, especially since it's typically a more casual relationship, I think better off you'll be. So thanks very much for that.